Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Atlanta Franchise Today. I'm your host, Leslie Cuban. Many parents dream of creating a legacy for their family by owning a successful business and transitioning it to their children. My guests today are fulfilling that dream right now and are going to share their story with us. Bill Siegel and Anne-Marie Siegel are joining me in the studio today. Bill is the former owner of CertaPro Painters in Norcross in Duluth, Georgia. Anne-Marie became the new owner on January 1st, 2022, when she purchased the business from her father. Welcome to the show, both of you.
Thanks for having us.
It's great to have you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your business first. Tell us about CertaPro Painters and who your customers are and how you help them.
Sure. We are a painting company. We do residential and commercial painting, interior and exterior. For residential, we do interior, exterior. On the exterior side, we do carpentry, any kind of wood rot, repairs like that. Interior, we can do walls, trim, kitchen cabinets. On the commercial side, we kind of go anywhere. We work with a lot of different HOA communities, property managers, churches, any kind of retail stores, so a little bit of everything.
I bet you guys have been busy.
We have. We've been picking up a lot in the late nights.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah,
good problem
good
to have.
It's a very good problem to have, and that's what everyone keeps telling me.
Bill, so you got started with the business first, so let's talk about you a little bit.
Okay.
What was your career before CertaPro, and then your journey
Okay.
as a CertaPro owner?
Sure. Yeah, I was in the corporate world, Leslie, for 27 years. And same company for that length of time. The last 10 years, I was president. It was a global consumer products company. And I was president of the U.S., Canada, Latin America. In 2010, the company was bought by another multinational. It was time to do something else. Had the fortunate opportunity of meeting you at a networking event. And we started to talk and started to talk about franchising. It really interested me. And I remember you recommended that I read a book, and I can't remember the name of the franchising book, but I bought the book and went on vacation with the family, read the book while on vacation, talked to my wife. I said, this is what I want to do. And I remember coming back, my wife and I meeting you and hashing out different businesses, different opportunities, and finally settled on CertaPro, and it's been fantastic.
I bet it was Street Smart Franchising.
It was Street Smart
I bet that was
Franchising,
the
exactly
book.
what
Yes,
it was.
Yes. Do you happen to remember what it was in the book that just had you change your thinking to do something new?
You don't think of franchising. You think of McDonald's or Subway or whatever, but you start to read about franchising and all the different types of franchise businesses out there. It's just immense. It's an immense network of small business owners. It's something I really want to do. I just wanted to build something for myself after being in the corporate world for so many years.
Well, you built another company working for someone else. So
I did.
Now you've done it for yourself, and in comes Anne-Marie. Tell us a little bit about your background. And was it always in the plan for you to take over the business, or how did that come about with you guys?
So it wasn't always in the plan. I was actually a teacher for 5 years in Gwinnett County. I did elementary school teaching. I had just earned my master's degree, and I just decided I wanted to change. I actually went to my dad and asked him, said, hey, I'd like to try something different. Can I try it out for a year, see if I'm good at it? He actually said no at first. He still saw me as that teenager, didn't really know what I had grown into and was capable of. So long story short, we ended up giving it a try. I started off as a residential sales associate for him, and then I became a commercial sales associate. And then as the years went on, we gained employees and lost employees. So I was always training and learning, and I've been the office manager, the production manager, then the last 2 years, the general manager. So I've really gotten a chance to wear all the different hats.
You've learned it from the inside out.
I have.
Then.
Trial by fire.
So what you guys are doing, it really is the dream of so many people who, they dream of starting a business. They want to create a legacy, an opportunity for their family, and have a child come in and take it over successfully. I mean, Bill, that's a dream that I hear
it's been
all the time.
I couldn't ask for a better situation, Leslie.
So will you guys share with our viewers, how are you handling that? Because you want that to be a smooth transition. Can I be nosy and ask you kind of about your conversations about how you're making that work?
Mm-hmm.
And is the franchise, is CertaPro involved?
Right.
With that?
Yeah, so the transition, Leslie, has been really smooth, I gotta say. I mean, there's always some growing pains transitioning and closing out work from last year as Anne-Marie took over this year, but it's been really smooth. The nice thing about it is the buyer is my daughter, who's worked in the business for 4+ years, so she knew exactly what the business meant and what's all involved. The franchisor has been extremely supportive. I've always maintained a very strong relationship with them. And Anne-Marie, quite frankly, over the 4 years she's been with me, she's developed a name for herself within the franchise group. So it was pretty much a smooth transition, really, and look forward to supporting her as needed going forward.
And I mean, you went to training and same thing as a new franchise.
I did. I went to all the training, all the owner 101s that I had to, and then my dad is actually still on board as my advisor. So he's still involved when I need him, and he's just making sure that the business follows the growth path of success that we've kind of set out. So it's nice to know that he's looking over my shoulder and will catch me if I fall.
And what are your plans, Bill? What's in the cards for you?
Well,
moving forward,
a lot of R&R and some travel, Leslie. I just want to be able to spend more time with my family, spend more time with my wife, do some traveling. I have a million vices and hobbies. I love to golf and fish and hunt and all these outdoor activities, gardening. So I'm keeping busy. I'm finding a lot of household projects that were on pause that, I may not be the expert at doing them, but you can find anything on YouTube. So I've put in some low voltage lighting and all kinds of little projects around the house.
Honey-do list.
Exactly.
But let's go back to you. You learned this business over the last 4 years. But Bill, you came into this knowing nothing about the painting industry. So what do you say to that person who is of the mind that I couldn't be successful with the business if I don't have any experience in it? I hear that a lot. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think that's true, Leslie. I mean, you really don't need experience. I was an experienced businessman. I didn't have experience in painting. And I felt that knowledge would help me succeed with the company. And CertaPro is a great franchise. They have a lot of systems to help you. And so the transition for me was really smooth. And even for Anne-Marie, I mean, coming in from being a school teacher, I mean, you don't necessarily need the background in painting to be a successful owner.
And I've heard neither of you say you've been up on a ladder painting. You've been on the business functions of the business.
Honestly, it's hard work and dedication. I spent a lot of time researching online about different paints and products, and a lot of time learning from my crews. They've been able to teach me a lot to help, bid the jobs and do all of that.
The painters really are the lifeblood of our business, Leslie. They're the guys who get it done. They spend more time with our customers than anyone. They're dedicated, they're loyal, they're hardworking, they're family members, family men, women. So we just really embrace our crews, and they're the guys who really deliver the extraordinary experience for our customers.
And so what is the makeup of your business? You're general manager, you have an office manager, just what's the org chart look like for your operation?
Yep. So we have 2 residential sales associates. We have a production manager and an office manager, and they do more of the office stuff, kind of keeping an eye on the crews. And then I am the owner and also currently commercial sales. So I'm looking to hire a commercial salesperson as well. And then we have about 14 crews, give or take, depending on the season.
That's not a little business.
No,
it's not.
That's a multifaceted operation.
It sure is.
So you mentioned due diligence a second ago, Anne-Marie. And let's kind of going back to your research phase of all of this, thinking back if you can to that, because a lot of people are in the same boat that you were and you both were, kind of at this maybe a crossroads thinking, what do I want to do next? I don't want to keep doing what I've been doing, but there's a lot of research that needs to be done. So what advice would you have for that guy or gal or family on the questions they should be asking?
Yeah, I'd say do your homework for sure. This is a life-changing decision to do something different, to buy a new business. So I spent a lot of time speaking with franchise owners before I bought my franchise. Many franchise owners. Got a chance to understand the challenges they have, the opportunities that are there, understand the financials. I spent days in their office to see what a day-to-day, would look like. So I think it's important to dig as deep as you can, ask all the questions, make sure it's what you want to do, and the financial opportunity is there. And so I say really do your diligence. The nice thing about CertaPro, I spoke to other franchise groups when we were in the process of looking, Leslie, and I talked to a lot of people and I get different answers and different things. It was kind of all over the place. When I spoke with CertaPro, things were very consistent from what I was hearing. And that was reassuring, for sure.
And you can't be afraid to ask financial questions.
No.
I know we're kind of taboo to talk about money, but this is a livelihood, so
Absolutely.
you've got to be able to ask numbers.
Absolutely.
Questions, and you found franchisees willing to talk.
Yes, yeah, they're
about
they're very willing, and that's the nice thing about CertaPro and our franchise group. I mean, after I bought my business, new franchisees were calling me, asking me about the business, and what they should look out for, what they should look for, and I was certainly always there to help. So it's really a great network.
Right, giving back
Exactly.
when you're on the other side
Exactly.
of that franchise agreement.
Yeah.
What about you, due diligence advice, Anne-Marie? What would you advise others that they should be asking of themselves or of other franchise owners if they're thinking about getting into this themselves?
I would just say as long as they're willing to put in the work, and like my dad said, do their research, make sure it's something that they feel like they can do and be successful at. And as long as they set their mind to it, I mean, they can do it.
And you were in every role of the business. So I think that's where it really comes down to a lot, is understanding what your function as the owner would be and feeling good that you can succeed in that.
Absolutely.
So what are your plans, Anne-Marie, for the rest of this year? Where do you want to take the business? What are your goals?
We want to just grow. So our goal is to grow. My next step, as I said, was hiring a commercial salesperson to help kind of take over that, because that has been really busy. And it's hard to juggle when I'm trying to do a lot of other roles as well. So just keep growing, keep making sure our customers are happy, our crews are happy, and that we're successful.
Well, that's fantastic. I'm really so happy for you both. Congratulations.
Thank you, Leslie.
So how can viewers get in touch with you?
Sure. I would say the best way is they can just Google us, CertaPro Painters of Duluth and Norcross. And when you Google that name, you will be able to see our Google reviews. You will be able to see our team, meet our team on our website. There's a bunch of contact information on there, our email, our phone number, and we would be more than happy to hear from you, whether you're a customer or a future franchise owner.
That's great.
Call or email us anytime.
Well, thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Leslie.